Hello, my charmed ones, and welcome back to my channel for another video. If this is your first time with me, I would like to say welcome. My name is Alexis, but I'm also known as MissTrenchcoat all across the internet, and I help ambitious women plan for a balanced and successful life and business using my CEO strategy and master plan methods. And today's video is actually about the master plan method, also known as the master planner. I have, drum roll please, recently updated the bound undated master planner that you can purchase over on Amazon. Isn't that so exciting? It's been a few years since I've updated it. Let me go ahead and show you. I have actually two books in front of me right now. If you're not familiar with the master planner, the bound undated version, usually my master planner is sold as print-on-demand inserts that you use to make your own custom planner system, which is generally the system that I prefer to use. However, I realize and recognize that not everybody has the ability or the desire to essentially purchase the inserts, print them, cut them, punch them, put them together, and make their own custom planner. Some ladies out there are just overwhelmed, want to get shit done, want to feel organized and focused, and they just want a functional planning system that is going to work for them out of the box, right? And if you're not entirely picky about cover types and coils and paper things, right? If you're just looking for a planner where you could write everything down reliably and has everything you need to functionally plan your day, week, month, year, go after your goals, organize your projects, take care of your family and your home and all the things that matter to you, and you don't want to pay a tremendous price, then the master planner, my bound undated edition available on Amazon, is for you. Okay, so essentially, let me go ahead and review, because like I said, there's two here. Actually, should I show you the second one? Oh my gosh, can you even tell them apart? I think you know that there's something different about this one. Let me go ahead and actually, I'll get into an overhead for you, and we'll start talking about the updates, the things that I've done, and I'll walk you through these so that you can see exactly what the inserts look like inside. I'm so happy with this. I think it came out so amazing. So I can't wait to show you actually. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the two planners. I actually think this is a really interesting view because something you're going to be able to notice right now is that the cover of these planners is like what I call like a smoky quartz. So it's like a very light gray, like stone quartz look. And it's actually, this cover was, no joke, inspired by this desk pad that I actually use on my computer desk here. So I actually think this is very funny. You can actually see where the inspiration for this cover came from. But if you're someone who's ever seen the previous version of the master planner, you know that the previous version was a matte black, nice and simple and clean, which I like to do like very neutral designs in case you want to put these into a cover, or if you don't, I don't think your planner really should be super loud necessarily and attract a lot of attention, which is why I like to keep things neutral. So the planner has had a bit of a facelift on the outside. And like you can see, we do have two versions now. So there is this hardcover version. And, this is made, I've never seen these in person before, this planner, which is really awesome. This is like a new option that Amazon does. So the KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, is what I use to create these planners. And one of the options they have now is a hardbound. So it looks really good. If you're someone who wants a hardbound planner, you'd prefer that, there's a hardbound option. And if you're someone who is good with the soft cover, I do think that the soft covers are still very durable, right? I did use one of these planners, a similar one, a few years ago for a long time, maybe like a year at least, and it was very durable. So if I would suggest that you go with a soft cover version, especially if you want to put this in another planner cover, that would be the best option. These are half letter size, but as you can see, the hard cover, its cover is a little bit bigger. So just a teeny bit bigger than half letter because it has like this lip that goes over. And obviously this would be a better planner to use if you just didn't want to cover, right? So actually, I'm going to go ahead and give you a tour through this planner, what's inside. And one last thing I do want to say that is a difference about the two versions, the soft cover and the hard cover, is that A lot of times, I know in the past, people have been concerned about the master planner because it's not a bound planner that necessarily lies flat. Sometimes bound planners don't lie flat immediately. But this planner, right, the soft cover version, it will eventually lie flat once you break the binding. Like you have to break the spine, you know, the way that you would with any soft cover book. And then you can get it to lay relatively flat. You can also use different like page marker things that actually keep the pages open. I've seen people use those before with this planner and with other similar bound styles of planner. So just be aware of that. If you're someone who's really nitpicky about the planner being able to lie flat, like that's very important to you, then maybe this isn't for you. And I would say between the two of these, the soft cover is going to have an easier time laying flat than the hard cover. I actually think with the way this spine is, this planner may not ever lay fully flat, not without some sort of assistance. So just be aware of that. But for now, let's go ahead and do a little walkthrough of the soft bound version. So we've got the beautiful smoky quartz cover, nice and simple, just says the master plan and the Charmed Life, Charmed Life Master Planner on the side. I don't put like my name on this planner because I want it to feel like it's your planner. So this is the only place you're going to see my name on the inside. Then there's a ownership plate where you can fill out your information in case the planner is lost. Hopefully that never happens to you. Positive vibes that your planner stays with you always. And something you're going to notice with the way that I've updated this planner, if you're someone who's familiar with the original, is I've taken a lot of my different designs that are available for the printable version of the planner and included them here. Right? Because I really wanted you guys to have a really full and like robust experience using this planner, right? The previous version was maybe a little bit more bare bones. This one, I've really packed it with everything that I could to make this feel like you're getting a full master planner experience. So this is a functional planning dashboard before we get into the master planning inserts. So this first insert is all about setting your goals. So it's a place where you'll be able to set your goals and break, not necessarily break them out entirely, but you could break them out with some habits that'll help you achieve them and keep track with your goals. Then we have the ideal day and ideal week spreads, which are very essential. I'm a big proponent of creating your like default ideal daily schedule and your default ideal weekly schedule. It helps to keep you, planned and productive. And then we have two spreads that are more information. One of them gives you all of the functional planning routines. So what you should do yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. My recommendations, of course, adjust as necessary. And then this one is one of my favorite lists, 10 strategies to manage a long to-do list. In case you're someone who is new to planning productivity and you want some reference of ways that you could be organizing your time and your tasks, etc., that'll be helpful. Then we have a space for your vision board. I also think this is very important that people create a vision board for themselves with their goals and like things that are inspiring to them. And so you have a whole spread for that. And here's actually a really good example of something about the paper with this planner not being like, it's not the greatest paper ever, but it's very usable. This is 26-pound paper. I find it to be a breeze to write on if you're someone who writes in a ballpoint or in a gel point pen. You're going to have no problems with this. Even like a felt tip pen really won't have too many issues with this paper. But just be aware, if you're into fountain pens or really fussy inks, or you're planning to like do a lot of drawing or using other mediums inside of your planner, this may not be the planner for you, and that's okay. But this is absolutely everything that you need in a planner. If you're just trying to get your life organized and you're not worried about all the pretty planning aspects. So here we've got the Carpe Diem dashboard here across from our calendar. So of course, all of the calendars and everything in here are undated, and you will get 12 full months of inserts to use for planning, but you choose what span of dates you're going to be, using them for. So this could be for all 1 year or across multiple years, however it is for you. This first insert is the yearly tracker, every month of the year, dated 1 through 31. So you can go ahead and track. I like to use this with symbols or color coding to track different elements of my life. I track my cycle. I track different astrological things here. You could track your work hours or work days, your weight, things like that could go in here nicely. Then you have the yearly overview, which is actually a year on 4 pages. So here you can put a little bit more information for each day, which is good. You can also fill in what day of the week the date falls on if you want to get more specific, or use that as a little checkbox if you'd like. And I've seen people use this for workout schedules. I've used this as an editorial calendar before for my business, like a marketing calendar. You could use this for anniversaries, holidays, birthdays, etc. There's so many different things you could track here, different hobbies that you do, schedules, etc., chores, etc. Then you get to the month on 2 pages spread, big, beautiful spread, right? This is my typical spread. You just fill in what month it is and date it, right? And you've got a little area here if you want to make more notes, and you can assign a couple of different tasks per week if you'd like, or make this a big task list if you'd like, whatever, however you'd want to use it. Then you get to the master monthly task list, where this is intended for everything for the month that you need to do goes here. And also on this side, you have the monthly tracker, which helps you to organize your goals and different objectives, things that you're working towards each month. This is like a landing page overview page for 3 objectives for the month, any weekly actions, so things that happen once a week recurring, and then daily actions, so like daily habits, things that you do every day or multiple days in a week can be tracked down there. And then we get to the week on 2 pages. So I have a lot of different inserts that are like weekly agendas, but this is the most popular. So it's the one that I keep inside of the Bound Master Planner. This is a beautiful week on 2 pages spread. Every day, Monday through Friday, you have every day you have a top 3. Then every day, Monday through Friday, you have this extra to-do list that you can use for extra to-dos or to take notes, or you could even write in times and make this a schedule. And then every day has this block that you can use for additional thoughts, tasks, anything that's due, or a reminder, or whatever you want, meal planning, whatever it is, meal prep, whatever. And you have, for every month, you have 5 weeks of this. So that was week 1. This is week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and then it starts a new month. And then you have 5 weeks, well, after your monthly trackers and such, and then you have 5 weeks, and then on again to the end of 12 months. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead to the end of this section, right? Because it's a whole undated year. And at the end of you can see this is the end of the weekly plans and monthly plans. You have this functional planning questions insert, right? So this is a list of daily, weekly, and monthly planning prompts to help you plan better. So again, this is another thing that I've just included in the planner for additional reference to help you use this planner more productively. Okay, then we get into the projects section, which is an essential part of the functional planning process to have projects that you're keeping an eye on across the year. So this is what I call the project matrix, right? So this is where once you break out all of the things that you want to do for the year and all of your goals, and you break it into projects, you can assign those projects to specific months of the year, specific quarters of the year, or halves of the year. And if you don't see this as halves of the year, you can make this all one list if you want to. But there's 4 quarters, there's 12 months. This is where you'll actually put in when you're going to work on certain things, right? So some things that I like to say is that there's always more to do than time to do it in a day, but there is a time for everything, and everything can be done in time, right? So using that sort of philosophy of time and task management, think about how you could be mapping out your projects across the year so that it's not that everything has to be done right now. It's that, okay, I'm going to work on this now. I'm going to work on this on a future month. And this makes sense here. And this makes sense for Q4. This is a much better way, a more managed and measured and balanced way to plan your year when you're using something like this. So another way that you could be managing your projects, again, because people envision information differently, like they see it in their minds differently, there's a project tracker. So if you have everything laid out, but you want to then use a tracker, you can put the project name, its due date, and has it been planned? Is it in progress, which means you started it, and is it complete, right? So this is a nice way to manage all of your projects for the year. And then we get into the project plan with notes. So this is my standard project planning page. You can use this for a wide variety of projects. You can put the name, description, due date, resources, the tasks, the due date, and then there's an area for notes. And I believe there are 40 of these spreads in here. So there are 40 of these project planning spreads in this section. So plenty of room for you to lay out all different sorts of projects and things going on in your life across the year. Okay, at the end of the project section, we have the brain dump triggers list, which is another really important reference page that comes right before the brain dump section, right? So this is where you're going to get all those big thoughts, plans, dreams, and ideas out of your head and onto paper so you can organize them, right? So you'll use the brain dump triggers list to help you do a brain dump, organize the information, right? So that you're always keeping your mind clear and you're always capturing information, and then you're able to go back and organize that information as you need. And there are 20 of these inserts already populated in the planner. So again, enough for you to do a fair number of brain dumps. Or something that I like to do is sometimes I start a brain dump, and if I don't use the whole page, I'll just keep going, right? So you may end up using, you know, one brain dump page for more than one actual brain dump. I just kind of make a line and put a new date to help me stay organized, right? So there's 20 of these. And then we get to the brainstorm section. And before the brainstorm section, we have one of my favorite quotes that says, 6 months of hardcore focus and alignment can put you 5 years ahead in life. Never underestimate the power of consistency and desire, which is unknown. But I love that quote, and it's right before the brainstorm section, which is all about giving you the space to like mind map and think about how you want to maybe proceed with a project or create a solution to a problem that's going on in your life, or to just map something out that's like a one-off situation. So how I use this is I actually use this side of the page first, and I will define what my problem is or the goal or the thing I'm trying to do. And then I will use these little boxes either as a mind map where I just kind of brain dump different ideas and then like kind of see how they all work together. Or I might actually title these boxes with different categories and then come up with like lists of ideas, right? So a really good example of this would be like if you wanted to use this for meal planning, right? You could call this your meal plan list, and you could put breakfast, lunch, dinners here. And you could say like, maybe this is your favorite breakfast and lunches, and maybe this is your partner's favorite breakfast, lunches, and dinners, and then your kids' favorites, right? So that you have like this master list of meals, right? Or you could use this to plan a party. Let's say it's your kid's birthday, right? So you're going to say like, okay, kid's 10th birthday party. And you can be like, okay, food, venue, gifts, decorations, right? Favors. You could break anything out the way you need to. So once you have all the ideas out, then you can actually start making yourself like a concrete task list and make some additional notes. And if you want to, you could turn this whole thing into a project plan, or you could work off of these things. You know, if it's something that's, you know, a short-term project that you're just trying to get that done quickly, you don't have to necessarily turn it into a whole project plan if it's not necessary for you. But there are 20 of these brainstorm and plan and prep inserts inside of the planner as well. Again, even more space for you to get your ideas out of your head onto paper, get them organized so you can get them done. Okay, and then the final section here is notes. With my absolute favorite quote. I think this is my favorite quote of all time about productivity. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. George Bernard Shaw. I know I said the other one was my favorite. I like that one a lot. This one is my favorite. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. Give me an amen in the comments if you agree with that. Okay, so this is note section. Very simple, lined pages. This is a nice hefty section, though. I think there's 30 pages here for you to use. That's a lot of information that you can use for other things, right? You can break down a chores list here. You could break down a gift list here. You could do additional meal planning here, right? You could, you know, plan out an event in these pages. You could make a context list, right? There's so many different things. You could save a bunch of workouts, what your favorite workout routine is here, right? There's so much you could do with these notes pages, right? So use them effectively. There's a nice chunk of notes paper here. And the best part about this whole planner is not just the note section, but every page is actually numbered, right? Because at the very end of the planner, I know I said this was the last section, but really the very end of the planner, it's not it's really its own section anymore. It goes right from notes into this index. The last few pages are an index, right? Just like I think 4 pages, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. The last 4 pages are an index. So if you have information that you need to commonly reference that maybe is on a brainstorm sheet or on a brain dump sheet or in a notepad page, you can go ahead and write the page number and say what the content is so that you can quickly find things that you need in the future, right? So this planner really gives you as much as possible when it comes to functional planning, right? If you can get over the fact that it is bound, if you can get over the fact that the paper is not the best, although I think this paper feels great. I love this paper. Like, I don't have a problem with the quality of the paper, but, you know, to each their own. And of course, the last page is just a little bit of an about me, right? And that I put in there just in case you're new to me or whatnot, just a little bio, and then we get to the end, just some blank pages in the end. And that is what is inside of the new undated bound master planner. Soft cover and the hard cover is exactly the same, exact same guts, okay? Just a hard cover outside. Okay, so that is a tour of the new bound undated version of the master plan system, the ultimate bound functional planner that you can purchase on Amazon. I will leave you guys a link, of course, in the description of where you can purchase this. But before you go, I want to tell you, I have a little special gift for you if you're someone who purchases the master planner. So I always like to do a free gift, right, with these bound planners. And the new free gift that I have created, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I put it on screen for you guys to see it, is a set of print at home planner tabs. So if you're familiar with my planner, you know that I do have a set of printable planner tabs that I use to organize the sections of my planner. Right, so you guys can see those tabs. It's a two-tone set of tabs, and I've made a version of these tabs for the master plan purchasers, right? So I will leave you guys a link down below as well, where once you purchase your master planner, you can take your Amazon order number and you can pop it into a validation client online, and then it will send you the printable planner tabs for free as a free gift, right? So just a nice little way for you to keep this planner and set it up a little bit better for you and whatever your organizational needs are. So it is another two-tone set, and it's a gray and black, right? So where my other sets are this, what I call like this beige, the color here, this is the color that it is, this color. They're like more of like a grayish. This one is more, this one matches, your set matches the master planner that you're gonna get for bound master planner users. So if you're interested in the planner, make sure that you validate and get your free gift, right, to go along, right? And you can print your own tabs at home, cut them out very easily, and then organize your planner exactly as you'd like them, right? There's more information all about that on the free gift page that'll be linked down below as well. So I hope you enjoy the new master planner and you love it as much as I do. And of course, you can always purchase the print on demand version as well. You can do the printable inserts as well. But if you're not a printable person, I got you covered with the bound master planner in 2 versions now. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you love your planner. If you have any questions, let me know and I'd be glad to help you in the comments. And until next time, bye-bye.